So now we have come to the simulation aspect of the session this afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate through role play the sign-off process with the underachieving student as we have been working with this afternoon. So I'm going to play the part of the student, and Catherine, you're going to be delivering your feedback to me after you've made your final decision.
Okay.
And Gail, it might be worthwhile you taking a few notes so that you can give some constructive feedback to Catherine. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So just whenever you're ready, Catherine.
Okay. Well, Emma, how did you think today's assessment went?
I actually felt the assessment went very well today. I was very comfortable with the practical aspect of the assessment, working with the patients out on the ward. I really feel that's where I'm most comfortable.
Okay.
The questions I was a wee bit nervous about, and I know I maybe hesitated on a couple of the questions. I know that you have had some concerns about my knowledge underpinning my practice from the beginning of the placement. So I have been working really hard on my action plans, and I just hope it has been enough.
Okay, well, Emma, I'm going to give you some feedback on your assessment. I've written a few notes here. I just want to make sure I cover everything.
Okay.
Make sure that the feedback I give you is constructive and meaningful, so don't let that distract you, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to go over the positive things from this morning's assessment as well as the negative things before I go on to explain the decision of the assessment today.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
So if we start at the start, the observational test, you did 4 patients this morning and you submitted your care plans before that.
Yes.
I believe your care plans showed careful and deliberate planning of care, so well done. They were very good standard.
Thank you.
The observational test itself, I believe you showed a caring and compassionate attitude. You communicated very effectively to all of the patients this morning, their families, as well as the nursing team and the wider multidisciplinary team, so well done.
Thank you. I do feel comfortable with that aspect of my practice.
And it did show, Emma, and that is something I have to say you've excelled in that. I've seen your confidence grown throughout the placement, and it's been very, very encouraging to see that development in you, so well done.
Thank you.
If I think then about prioritising care, I believe this morning you were independent in prioritising, you showed a person-centred approach. You were able to adapt your behaviours and your interventions, even this morning looking after those 4 patients, so well done with that as well.
Thank you.
So if we take those elements into consideration, I believe you achieved a Bondi level 4 within the NMC progression point criteria, which is what you need for that. However, there is a negative side to this, and as you know, you've already alluded to it at the start, there were some areas that we were concerned about at midway that didn't meet Bondi level 4, and that really is about your knowledge underpinning your practice.
Yes, I know.
You mentioned the action plans. We set our weekly SMART objectives to address those deficiencies, but it's really, we did review them every week, but it's really only now when I sit down and look at all of those that I've noted there's only actually 1 action plan that you completed. Do you think that would be an accurate assessment, Emma?
Only 1?
Only 1.
Well, I know I definitely got the one the first week. And you know, my computer broke down after that, and I wasn't able to access it from home, and then the one in the ward was always busy. I suppose it just rolled on to the next week, and then the ward got really busy, and I couldn't get it done any time. So I suppose maybe there's a few things still outstanding.
Okay, and I know it was very frustrating, your computer breaking, and that definitely did set you back a bit.
Definitely.
But midway was 6 weeks ago, Emma, so that's quite a few action plans.
I know I've probably quite high expectations of myself, and maybe I thought I could get more done than I could get done. I don't know. I suppose the ward got really busy, and you know, I've been trying to work and then work at home, and the whole thing, I suppose, just got a bit overwhelming.
Do you think the learning outcomes that we set together weren't realistic or weren't achievable in the
No,
placement?
I think they were realistic. They have to be achieved by the placement, so they were realistic, and they were very carefully set. And I do thank you for your support, because you really linked in with me all the time in regard to that. But I suppose it was me.
And you know, Emma, we were using those action plans and really relying on those action plans, and you completing those to get you to the level that you needed to be for your summative assessment, which is today.
Yeah.
And I suppose reflecting on this now, not having carried through those action plans and not met those, it displays a bit of a lack of insight on your behalf into your professional responsibility. So we'll take it back a step, Emma. We'll take it back to the questioning part of today's assessment. How do you feel that went today?
Well, I'm not so sure. I know I hesitated in the first one, and I knew the answer to the second one. I knew it, but I I just couldn't get it out. And the third and the fourth one, they're all a bit of a blur, and I can't really remember. I think overall content was pretty good.
Unfortunately, Emma, I don't think I could agree that the content was that good. I don't believe you showed an ability to base your actions on sound evidence-based rationale, and any rationales that you did come to, you didn't communicate effectively.
Well, they were very hard. I mean, they were really, really difficult questions. They were fairly off the chart, if I'm honest, no offence. They were pretty hard.
But Emma, if we think about what you were asked this morning, I based that on the care plans that you submitted and the care that you provided this morning.
Yeah.
You agree with that? And they
Yeah.
are at the appropriate cognitive level, because you have to be working at a Bondi level 4, and
Yeah.
that is the level of questions I asked. Do you agree with that?
I suppose that is right. Yeah.
So taking that all into consideration, Emma, when I think about that element of the assessment, I don't believe your answers were reflective of a Bondi level 4, so you can't pass that element of the assessment today. Which
Okay.
means, unfortunately, Emma, I'm afraid you've failed your assessment today.
I failed it.
Yeah,
3 years of work, and I failed it today.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, the practical aspect was really good. You said that yourself. I mean, surely that's the most important part of what you're assessing. I mean, surely that's the fundamental of nursing.
It is, Emma, but you remember when we identified that your knowledge was deficient, and we looked at it, and I made it very clear that as a sign-off mentor, I'm assessing your knowledge, skill and attitude, the 3 areas. And you know it's my role as a sign-off mentor to protect the public and to make sure the right people get onto the register at the right time. And in my professional opinion, you have not been able to evidence enough knowledge today to justify me making a decision that would put you onto the register at this point.
I failed.
You failed, I'm afraid so.
I'm so sorry. I really disappointed you. I feel I completely let you down.
You haven't at all, Emma. You haven't. What we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves out of this negativity. We're going to make a plan of what we're going to do, okay? So we're going to agree an action plan to address this deficit. I've looked at the off-duty. We're on a 10 days time, okay? So we're going to repeat your assessment in 10 days from now. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of determination over the next 10 days. But I believe if we really focus and commit to this action plan, I believe that you have the ability to carry it through.
You have that wedding to go to at the weekend.
I know.
What about all your preparation for that? Oh, I'm
Don't
so
worry about
sorry.
that.
I have completely let you down.
Please don't. The most important thing here is that you have the best opportunity to develop, and that I am sure that you are ready to go onto the register as a nurse.
Okay.
Okay?
And I suppose underneath it all, I always knew my knowledge wasn't up to scratch.
And that insight is really encouraging, Emma, because we can work on that now, because you've acknowledged that, and we can get this action plan drawn up and we can address that deficit. So I think it's probably good if we contact the lecturer.
Yes,
Do you agree with that?
I would appreciate that.
And I'm going to contact the practice education facilitator as well to make sure we're both supported, make sure we're doing everything we should. How are you feeling about this?
I'm gutted.
I'm
I'm
sure
absolutely
you are.
gutted. I can't believe the 3 years has come down to this, and I have failed on something that I could have worked on. I'm gutted. It'll take a while to sink in.
It will, but I suppose the positive to take from this, Emma, is we have this opportunity.
Yeah.
We're going to buckle down. I believe you have the ability to do it
Okay.
if you put the work in. So we'll get this completed, we'll get a cup of tea, and we'll get back out to the ward. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank